Have you ever thought your favorite healthy snack might be quietly wrecking your kidneys? Well, it may sound absurd, but the truth is over 37 million people alone in the US are living with chronic kidney disease, and the scary thing is that most don't even know it. Once your kidneys start slipping, there's no rewind button. The only option you have is dialysis or even a transplant. Now, we're not here to scare you, but it's the truth. But worry not all, because in this video, we are going to explore the top 7 healthy foods that secretly destroy your unhealthy kidneys. Let's begin our countdown with number 7, cocoa. Cocoa might be your go-to for comfort food, but if your kidneys have hidden issues, then this innocent-looking powder might be quietly stirring up trouble. While it's often praised for boosting brain function, lifting mood, and offering antioxidant benefits, its oxalate levels tell a different story for anyone with compromised kidneys. Just 100 milligrams of cocoa powder can pack in as much as 900 milligrams of oxalates, a red flag for kidney stone formation. That's not all. Cocoa is also loaded with phosphorus, which becomes a serious problem when your kidneys can't filter it out properly. High phosphorus doesn't just float around harmlessly, it binds with calcium and forms deposits in places they shouldn't be, like your arteries, lungs, and even your heart. These deposits harden over time, raising your risk of heart attacks and strokes. And before you think you're in the clear because you're only eating chocolate or adding a bit of syrup to your milk, think again. Cocoa-based snacks and drinks are often paired with added sugar, sodium, and fats, turning an already risky ingredient into a dangerous combo. There's also caffeine to consider, which has been accused of dehydrating the body and leading to calcium loss, although the evidence here is mixed. Still, the bigger picture stays the same. If you're managing kidney issues, cocoa is not the harmless delight it appears to be. You don't need to cut it out completely if your kidney function is stable, but you do need to rethink how often you're indulging. A better move would be to switch to carob powder, which offers a similar flavor profile without the sky-high oxalates and phosphorus content. In fact, carob contains far less potassium too, making it a gentler option overall. While cocoa might have its perks for the average person, for anyone with kidney concerns, it's best treated as an occasional luxury, not a daily habit. If your doctors told you to follow a low oxalate diet, then cocoa may have to go entirely, at least until your system recovers. And when it comes to kidney health, small dietary shifts like this can make a big difference over time. Sometimes it's the little swaps that help you avoid big setbacks. So be sure to limit it if you want to live longer. Number 6, spinach. Are you thinking spinach is good for health? Hell, the answer is yes. That same leafy green everyone swears by for its iron, fiber, and feel-good nutrients. But here's what most people miss or don't know. Spinach might be doing more harm than good. If you don't believe it, just Google it. Beneath its superfood label, spinach hides an alarmingly high oxalate content, over 2,300 milligrams per 100 grams. That's a serious load for anyone with kidney concerns, especially since oxalates can bind with calcium in your body and trigger kidney stones. And we're not just talking about a one-off stomachache. These stones can lead to unbearable pain, bloody urine, vomiting, infections, and even long-term kidney damage. To make things worse, spinach is also rich in potassium, clocking in at about 558 milligrams per 100 grams. That might not seem like a problem unless your kidneys can't filter potassium efficiently, which can lead to hyperkalemia, a condition that messes with nerve and muscle function, and in severe cases can affect your heart rhythm. Unlike some veggies, spinach doesn't lose much of its potassium or oxalates during cooking, so boiling it down won't really save you. And it's everywhere, tossed in salads, blended into smoothies, mixed into breakfast scrambles, so it's easy to overload without realizing it. If you're managing kidney disease, or even just being cautious, limiting spinach can be a smart move. That doesn't mean you have to ditch greens altogether. Safer options like romaine, cabbage, kale, broccoli, zucchini, or cauliflower offer plenty of nutritional value without the oxalate overload. It's not about demonizing spinach, it's about knowing when it fits your body's needs. Being mindful of what's on your plate can help protect your kidneys in the long run. And the good news is, there are plenty of tasty alternatives that won't put extra stress on your system. Let's move to number 5, bananas. Your favorite bananas are often seen as the ultimate grab-and-go snack, nutritious, filling, and naturally sweet. They're packed with vitamin C, magnesium, and fiber, making them a popular choice for people chasing a healthier diet. But for those dealing with kidney issues, bananas can quietly turn into a problem. The real concern lies in their high potassium content. A single medium-sized banana contains around 422 milligrams of potassium, which might not sound like much, but for someone with kidney disease, that can take up a huge chunk of the day's limit, sometimes up to 20%. It becomes even riskier when people eat 2 or 3 in one sitting without thinking twice. When your kidneys can't flush out potassium efficiently, it builds up in your blood and may lead to hyperkalemia. This condition isn't something to brush off. It can bring on fatigue, muscle weakness, nausea, irregular heartbeats, and in extreme cases, even a life-threatening cardiac event. While bananas aren't completely off the table, moderation is absolutely key. Choosing smaller bananas, limiting intake to 1 per day, or even boiling them briefly to reduce potassium content can help, but be aware, cooking may also strip other important nutrients. If you're someone who loves the taste and texture of bananas, try pairing them with fruits that are naturally lower in potassium like apples, blueberries, grapes, or watermelon to keep things in check. You don't have to give up your favorite smoothie or fruit bowl altogether, just be smart about the mix. The point isn't to fear fruit, but to understand that not all healthy choices are safe for everybody. With kidney health, it's often about the little tweaks, portion sizes, combinations, and being mindful of what you're feeding your body day in and day out. Number 4. Oranges. They're bright, juicy, and always marketed as a go-to for boosting your immune system. But when your kidneys are under stress, oranges can do more than they seem. While they're packed with vitamin C and hydrating fluids, the catch lies in a mineral your kidneys may no longer handle well: potassium. Even a modest orange can sneak in a solid dose, and when you start adding slices to breakfast or sipping on orange juice regularly, things escalate quickly. For a body struggling to keep up with potassium filtration, this overload can cause a real mess, leading to symptoms like sluggishness, tingling sensations, or worse, heart rhythm issues that can become dangerous fast. And if you thought switching to juice would fix it, that might just concentrate the problem. Some juices contain more potassium per serving than a full meal, and people drink them in large amounts without blinking. But there's another twist. Oranges also contain natural compounds that in excess can promote the formation of kidney stones. You don't have to completely erase oranges from your life, but you do need to treat them with caution. One small piece occasionally, probably okay, making it your daily habit or chugging juice like it's water. If you still crave that fruity refreshment, go for options that are lighter on your kidneys. Think apples, grapes, or watermelon. They'll keep you refreshed without pushing your potassium through the roof. Managing kidney health isn't about cutting out joy, it's about making smart swaps that keep your system stable while still letting you enjoy your food. Let's talk about number 3, avocado. Not every food that's labeled healthy is safe for everyone, and avocado is a perfect example of that hidden contradiction. If you are feeling pain or any other sign that highlights your kidneys are not healthy, then this smooth green fruit can be more troublesome than it looks. It's often celebrated for its heart-friendly fats and nutrient-dense profile, but it quietly carries a mineral load that weak kidneys have a hard time managing. Potassium, while essential in many ways, can become harmful when your kidneys can't keep levels in check. The problem isn't just what's inside the avocado, it's how often and how much people tend to eat. Whether it's blended into a smoothie, smashed on toast, or used as a dip, it's easy to overdo it without realizing the strain it could be placing on already vulnerable kidneys. Beyond the mineral content, there's the issue of calorie density. Regular, unchecked intake can contribute to gradual weight gain, which doesn't just affect your waistline, it directly increases the workload on your kidneys. This added pressure can speed up the decline of kidney function or worsen existing problems. That doesn't mean you need to give up avocados forever, but it does mean rethinking how you use it. Instead of treating it as a main ingredient, try using a thin slice occasionally, paired with foods that are lighter on your kidneys. For those who are careful and proactive, even small preparation tricks, like soaking chopped avocado, might help lessen its impact. Protecting your kidneys doesn't have to feel restrictive, but it does require being selective. Number 2. Almonds. Almonds may look harmless in your trail mix or snack jar, but most people see almonds as a smart, health-forward snack. They're full of good fats, protein, fiber, and nutrients that support everything from skin to brain function. But what rarely gets mentioned is how rich almonds are in oxalates, and for someone with impaired kidney function, that can be a serious problem. Oxalates are natural compounds found in many plant-based foods, and when consumed in large amounts, they can bind with calcium inside your body. In a healthy system, that combo gets passed out through the digestive tract. But when things go wrong, when you're dehydrated, when your calcium intake is low, or when your kidneys can't filter properly, oxalate-calcium bonds start to form sharp, painful kidney stones. Almonds aren't just a little high in oxalates, they're among the top offenders. Snack on them freely, and you might unknowingly be stacking up the ingredients for a future health crisis. What's worse is that most people eat them in handfuls, thinking they're doing their body a favor, especially on low-carb or plant-based diets. That routine can silently push your oxalate load to dangerous levels. It's not just about stones either. Those tiny crystals can inflame the kidney's filtration structures, leading to cellular damage and, in severe cases, acute kidney injury. This doesn't mean you have to treat almonds like poison, but it does mean the more is better mentality needs to go. Swapping almonds for lower oxalate options or simply cutting back the portion size can give your kidneys the relief they deserve. And if you've already got a history of kidney stones or any sign of declining kidney function, it's worth having a deeper discussion with your doctor or nutritionist before treating almonds as an everyday snack. Let's move to number 1, whole wheat bread. Whole wheat bread often gets a health halo, riding high on its fiber-rich label and dense nutritional value. People reach for it thinking they're making the smarter, cleaner choice over white bread, and for most folks, then what makes that whole wheat bread a hidden problem isn't about the carbs or gluten. It's what's hiding in the grains themselves. Whole wheat is naturally higher in potassium and phosphorus, two minerals that your kidneys are supposed to regulate with ease. When kidneys are fully functioning, that's no big deal. But when those organs are struggling, even modest amounts of these minerals can lead to serious imbalances. Potassium overload can throw off your heart rhythm, and excess phosphorus starts pulling calcium from your bones, weakening them over time. And we're not talking about rare effects. This is an everyday risk when your bread rack is stocked with whole grain. The situation worsens when you remember that bread isn't eaten in isolation. 2 slices for a sandwich, toast at breakfast, a roll with dinner, it adds up quickly. That's not all. Whole wheat also comes with something called fitates, plant-based compounds that bind to minerals like iron, making them harder for your body to absorb. For people already dealing with anemia, a common complication of kidney disease, this just makes things worse. Your body struggles to make red blood cells when iron is low, and whole wheat's fitates can quietly sabotage your efforts to correct it. And then there's the commercial side of the story. Store-bought bread often comes loaded with extra salt and sugar to improve shelf life and flavor. For kidney patients, that's a double hit. Salt drives up blood pressure, and sugar can lead to insulin resistance or worsen diabetes, both of which damage kidneys further. In theory, bread should be a comfort food, a staple, something safe. But in the world of compromised kidneys, whole wheat isn't always the better choice. White bread, though less celebrated, has slightly lower levels of those risky minerals and may be a safer bet when eaten in moderation. This doesn't mean all whole wheat is bad, but it does mean you need to read your labels, control your portions, and always factor in the full picture of your meal, not just the slice in your hand. And that wraps up our deep dive into everyday foods that may seem harmless or even healthy, but can quietly overload your kidneys when they're already under pressure. From creamy avocados to innocent whole wheat bread, these items often sneak into our daily meals without us giving them a second thought. But when your kidneys aren't working at full strength, even the cleanest looking plate needs a second look. It's not about fear, it's about being informed, being aware, and making choices that support your health rather than work against it. Everybody is different, and what works for one person might not be right for someone else. So before cutting out or doubling down on any of these foods, speak to your doctor or a registered dietitian. They'll help you map out what's right for your specific situation. This video is meant to guide and inform, but your healthcare provider knows your body best. If you spotted something on this list that sounds a little too familiar, or if you've got your own hacks for managing potassium, oxalates, or phosphorus, don't keep them to yourself. Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's swap ideas. We learn best when we share. And if you found this video helpful, give it a like and hit that subscribe button. We're always cooking up content about how food affects your body and your health, and we'd love to have you along for the ride. And in the end, as we always say, if you ever feel off or notice changes in how your body reacts to certain foods, always reach out to a medical professional. With good care and advice from your doctor, you can be sure your bean-shaped organs keep you alive without letting you down on the halfway road.